Hey fellow traders, good to have you back.
Hey, can you retire early? Have you retired early? Is it easy for you to sit at home? Can you quit your job and start trading? Well, let's see if it's possible. Let's go into the office and let's chat about this today.
You know, we're going to talk about early retirement, retiring and quitting your job and taking on trading. I retired very early in my life. I actually stopped working for a boss when I was around 30 years old, and then I started working a lot harder than I ever worked in my life. Not just trading, I started businesses, I did this, that and the other, and I did trading in between. But trading has always been there. Since I was a young lad, 30 years old, I quit my job, I walked away from all the corporate BS, and I got into doing things for myself. That said, I did have to, along the way, I went into a property internship for a while because I wanted to learn about property and that sort of thing and all the rules and regulations, and I wanted to have my own property company, but then I realized that the licensing of that whole scenario and the rip-offs and the stealing and the theft in that industry was just too much for me. I walked away from that, but I had shops and I had businesses and things going along the way that were a lot of fun. But trading has always kept me going. Trading has always been the one thing that I was able to go back to. I had a few guys say to me that they want a little bit more to what I'm teaching you. Guys, I'm not trying to really teach you anything. I'm trying to help you along in the marketplace. Now, the big problem that we have here is I can now go on the charts and I can show you a system. What you have to understand is the system is not what makes you the money, it's the psychology. You can use any system that you want to try and work in the stock market, and any system that you want might work for you in the stock market, because trading is a 50-50 game. 50% of the time when you take a trade, you might win, and 50% of the time when you take a trade, it might lose. There's no guarantee you're going to win a trade on any particular system. It's just that the system that you choose, you want it to give you a particular kind of edge. You're looking for that edge in the market that's going to give you that little bit more. So what I will try and do for you in my charting show, or where I try and show you how to trade, is I will go back a little bit and I'll show you how it might play out. But the trouble with that, guys, is we know what the result is going to be. So it's easy for me to draw a support area and say, look how easily it bounces out of this support area, this is where it's going, etc., because we know what the result is. Even if you do a replay, you know what the result is. What I'm trying to show you with the trading is I'm giving you a support level on the day that I'm showing it to you, and I don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what's going to happen next. You can go back and check if you want, but we don't know what's going to happen next, and that's the basis of trading. Trading is all about that. You don't know what's going to happen next. And on that note, trading is risky. Trading is a very risky game. 80% of traders lose money, and if you don't like risk and you don't like losing money, you most probably shouldn't be trading. But on that note, guys, go down to the blog, the secret blog, get your free trade every day. It's just a trading idea. It's not financial advice. Remember, I don't give financial advice. And while you're on the blog getting your free trade idea every day, pick up your Forex book. There's a nice Forex book there for you. It's free of charge. It's in the index. It's on the side. It might be even in the description here. Grab it. It's for you. Enjoy it. What do we do when we trade? How do we trade the stock market? What is a good system to use? Well, guys, here's my system. Have a look at it. See if this will work for you today.
A lot of guys have been telling me that I need to, rather than show you the trading where we don't know where it's going to go, do the replay and show you a little bit further back what's going to happen. But the trouble with that, guys, is we know what's going to happen next, and it really doesn't help to learn trading that way. Trading is all about knowing, not knowing what's going to happen next. I mean, if I do this, well, we all know that that's going down after that, because I mean, anyone with eyes can see that. There's really no point in showing you that way, guys. What we've got to determine is, where is it going to go from here? What's going to happen after this? Not what's happening now. And I can't sit here live all day showing you this. This is something you've got to figure out. So what have we got on this chart, guys? What we've got a supply area sitting up here, because this should come back to that supply area at some time or another. So this trade is looking relatively quite long. Trouble is, we've also got a supply area sitting. No, we don't actually. It's actually okay. Let's have a look. Let's take a trend line along here and just put one there, just out of interest's sake, and see where that goes. Let's see where that's going to take us. Let's take it to the day chart, make it a little bit easier to see. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's see what we got, guys. Right, what do we got here? It's pretty much ranging, it looks like. So this is the Euro Great British Pound. Seems to be in quite a range. There is a large resistance area at the bottom here. So let's just take it to the line chart and see what we got. Let's see if we can draw this support area in. Very much a support area. And there's your support area. And let's see what we've got in the way of resistance. Can we draw another one in the top here? And there's a nice resistance on your day chart. Big resistance in there. Let's go and have a look at what we've got on the 4-hour chart. Put the candles back, go back to the 4-hour, go to the 1-hour if you like. It doesn't really matter. Let's just see what we've got here. We haven't, there we go. We haven't done anything yet. We're still just looking at this chart and seeing what we've got. And now what you can see, guys, we're trading in pretty much a large range here. So you could actually take a nice long trade on this. Now let's have a look at the 4-hour and see if there's anything that's hampering a long trade if we sit in this area. There's actually a support area here on the 4-hour that we could use. There's also, like I said, there was this trend line that we were going to draw here, which is showing us that we're going long, so we can actually take a nice long trade here. So what can we do? This is going to come down, come back into this trend and carry on up to the resistance. So take this trend line as your support, use it as trend line support, and buy in this area. It's as simple as that. Don't make it complicated. Don't get all out of whack or whatever the case. It's a very simple trade. There's nothing stopping you from taking this trade. There's a very tiny little supply area here, kind of demand actually, and it's but it's not really there. It's not really that great. So I would rather use the trend line. I'd look at the trend line and say, let's wait for it to come down to the trend line, take that trade and it'll go up. There's your main support, there's your main resistance, and that's as simple as it gets. That's what it's all about. You don't have to worry too much about it. There's areas here that might be of concern that it might go back to. It's very close to the resistance area. Just use the resistance area and that would be your trade. So if you were to go back in time and you were to look at all these trades, I mean, you could go really quite far back. Where would you have taken this long trade? You would have taken this long trade when the green bar came out of the support area. Then you would have said, oh, what's happening? It's not going anywhere. And then boom, there she went. Your stop loss would be down here. Your stop loss would be way below the support area, so you wouldn't have got stopped out. So that would have been a pretty profitable trade. You probably would have got out of it when it started going down, so you would have taken profit at a good area. There's another area where you could have taken this trade long. It hit off the support area, a couple of green bars. There she goes long. Take a nice long trade. No short trades here. It actually didn't even hit the resistance, but you did get a kind of pincer top here. You could have taken this as a short and it would have come down. But like I said, you know what's happening next here. If this whole piece, if that was like that, if that was like that, and all you saw was that long green bar, so tell me, would you take a short on that? Would you actually be brave enough to take a short on that? Okay, so then it moves and you get the long red bar. Now that's where you're thinking, all right, I'll take a short on that. That looks like it's going short now because there's a pincer top. It's coming off the resistance on the top. It hasn't hit it yet, but it looks like it could be short. Next bar, what does it do? Goes green. Goes green again. You start getting nervous, don't you? You're wondering what's going to happen next. Boom, there she goes. Now, if you know what's going to happen next, it's easy. But when you don't know what's going to happen next, it makes it more difficult. So that's why we use these systems to give us a little bit of an edge. It just gives us an edge. Trading's a 50-50 game. We don't know for sure that it's going to bounce and go up there. All we know is there's a good possibility that's going to happen because it happened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times before. So it should happen again. According to the law of averages, doesn't say that it will. Anything happen can cause it to go all the way down to here. And where do you put your stop loss if you take the trade here? You can either put it below the main support or you can put it below the last touch on the trend line, which is probably more realistic at the end of the day if you don't want to lose all of that gap down here. So yeah, guys, that's basically how you take your trades, and that's basically how you look at where the trade's going next and what's going to happen next.
So now that you've seen the system and you know how it works, I've tried to show you a little bit different. I don't know if that's going to help. I know one of my good friends actually mentioned to me that I should do copy trading, but I'm looking into these things, guys, and it's going to take a lot of time out of my life to start doing those types of things. Doing these videos is great. I'm giving you some advice, but realize that I still have to live my life. I still have to trade. I still have to do all the other things that I do. I can't sit on YouTube all day, and I can't sit on the internet all day doing what these other guys do, which is effectively sit and live trade or trade on Discord channels and things like that, because they make all their money on YouTube, not actually trading. That's the problem. I don't make any money from YouTube yet. I would like to. It'll be a great extra income, but most of my life is done in the trading room. So I have to balance that out and decide whether I'm going to sit here and just sit on YouTube and give you guys live trading and trade for you guys, or if I'm just going to give you the idea of how to do it. You learn for yourself. You become a great pro trader at the end of the day, and you don't need me when I'm gone. That's the best way to go. So guys, that's my feeling on the matter today. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to watch the last video, which might help you in your trading. It's a great strategy. Till next time, thanks, bye.